The suspense.
Hello and welcome to NJ.com's live chat with our entire entertainment staff. It's Bobby Olivier, Amy Kuperinski, Vicky Hyman, Pete Genovese, and Janelle Griffith. Today they'll be giving us their picks for the perfect holiday presents you can put under the tree for Hanukkah and for stocking stuffers. So let's get right to it. Many of you know the 5 Feet of Fury, Vicky Hyman, as our resident TV critic and writer, but she's also a foodie, and today she has some great cookbook suggestions that are ripe for holiday gift giving. Vicky, let's talk about your books. What do you got?
Well, combining TV and food has been sort of a cottage industry over the last few years. We had a Walking Dead cookbook last year called The Snacking Dead, which I can't recommend for the food. There's Downton Abbey cookbooks, there's True Blood cookbooks, there's a Game of Thrones cookbook, A Feast of Ice and Fire. And this year we have the Portlandia cookbook, which actually has some really great recipes in it. It also has a lot of jokes, a lot of humor that plays into the whole Portlandia aesthetic, I guess. You know, we're talking about organic.
When you say
Yes,
Portlandia,
organic, hipster, craft food, fair trade. You know, it just basically sends up the self-importance of the smugness of Portland, but there are some really, really excellent-looking recipes in there that don't look all that difficult to make that I think, you know, people would really get a kick out of. So if that's sort of in your wheelhouse, that's a good pick.
Okay, what else you got?
For beginner bakers, we have What to Bake and How to Bake It by Jane Hornby. It's from Phaidon, and basically anything that Phaidon puts out cookbook-wise is going to be pretty amazing. They're large, beautiful books, very gorgeous photography. This one I like a lot. I'm not particularly much of a baker myself. I don't have the patience for it. But this one has a lot of step-by-step pictures. You know, this is what creamed butter looks like, which can be helpful for people who, you know, aren't very used to that. So I really am a big fan of this book.
Okay, and did you hold up the cover?
I did hold up the cover.
Okay.
It's really pretty. Jane Hornby.
What's the third one?
The third one is a much-anticipated cookbook from the New York City chef Gabrielle Hamilton. It's the name of her restaurant. It's called Prune, and you might remember her because she wrote the bestseller Blood, Bones, and Butter, which is actually not a cookbook. It's a memoir, and it's very good. This is sort of in the tradition of these kitchen notebook cookbooks that have been coming out recently. Harold Dieterle from Top Chef fame has one. Tyler Florence has an excellent one that's more towards, you know, not so adept cooks. Prune is for people who really they know what they're doing in the kitchen. It sort of reads like the kitchen notebook that Gabrielle Hamilton will give to the line chef and say, "Here, learn my recipes." It's like faux oil splattered. It's got little handwritten suggestions in there, but it's got everything from butter and sugar sandwiches, really simple, to whole roasted rabbit with pan dripping salsa verde. So it's got a lot of idiosyncratic recipes in there, and they all sound delicious.
All right, so we can get these in Amazon, major bookstores, I take it?
Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, before I let you go, I have to ask, why didn't you have a New Jersey housewife cookbook on
well, there is Kathy Wakili. I did give her a lot of press earlier this year. In September or August, I think she came out with her first dessert cookbook, and it is very good. It is very labor-intensive recipes, though, so if you're into that, Kathy Wakili has a new dessert cookbook out, and you can always pick up Teresa Giudice's Skinny Italian books.
We can
she
definitely
kind of needs the money.
Oh, you see, Vic. Okay, you went there. Okay. Next up is entertainment reporter Janelle Griffith, who most of our readers last saw kicking it with the Rockettes a couple of weeks back. Janelle, I understand you have some nifty stocking stuffers for us. What's first? What are you going to show us?
Okay, first I'm going to show you one of the must-have items this holiday season. It's called a selfie stick, and basically it is what it says. It helps you take great selfies if you're an avid Instagrammer or just a narcissist, whichever. It can house your cell phone or GoPro camera. And
that is a great idea. I love that idea. And you extend it, right? You hold it kind of in front?
You just hold it here. You could extend it. It's not only meant to just take pictures like in your house or whatever. It's handy on vacation if you go visit someplace where you maybe are around tourists. You don't trust them to give them your camera. You could do it yourself. It retails for about $30 to $40 depending on where you get it from.
Okay.
It's available at Bed Bath, Amazon, Overstock.com. You can get sturdier ones for upward of $100, but a basic one like this is about $30 to $40.
Okay.
This is by iPole Mini.
I love that. What else do you have?
I also have Evolution of Smooth Lip Balm. These are really popular with women, even kids, like my 7-year-old niece wears it because she saw me wearing it.
Okay.
And this one is unique because it's by Rachel Roy, the fashion designer, and the flavors are all inspired by popular favorite vacation spots of hers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is nifty also because it's a great stocking stuffer at under $10. It's only $8.99.
And where can we get that?
You can find this at Bed Bath, Target, Walmart, Kmart, pretty much any drugstore for under $10.
Anything else?
And one more,
Okay.
it goes without saying, this was the year of Frozen, biggest animated film, so anything Frozen related for any child on your list, they'll probably love you, girl or boy. I just had today, this was $10 at Bed Bath. You can get it anywhere, Kmart, Walmart, pharmacies, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and it's just a snack and drink in one cup. It's a little sippy cup. And then if you open, well, it's bigger than a sippy cup. It's for kids 5 and older. But if you open the lid, it also can house snacks.
Okay.
So it's a twofer, and it's under $10 for any Frozen fans.
And I can vouch for that because I bought my son one of those, and he wanted to use it instantly. So
Yeah.
I mean, I take it they have like Spider-Man or Teenage Mutant.
Right. They have beyond just Frozen. They have like solid colors. They have basic ones, but this one, it's supposedly As Seen on TV, part of the As Seen on TV brand, and it's tying into the Frozen obsession that has yet to thaw.
All right. Well, thank you, Janelle. Next up is NJ.com's food guru and all-around Jerseyana expert, Pete Genovese. Pete, I cannot wait to see what you've brought us today.
I went to the underground to do my Christmas shopping. I'm wearing my gift.
What does that say?
It says,
"We don't like you either."
"We don't like you either."
Pete, I love that T-shirt.
Yeah, there's a whole line of Jersey themed shirts out there. Some of them we obviously can't show, but this is from the underground. It's a great punk rock themed shop in Smithville, which I know you know.
Yes.
I think 90% of New Jerseyans never heard of Smithville, much less been there. But it's a collection of sort of Victorian kind of craft shops. Minutes from Atlantic City, just off the Parkway, easy to get to. But the underground, I mean, their theme or their slogan is "We are the destruction of polite society through retail." You know, it's totally un-Smith-like, Smithville-like.
Right. How did they get there? I mean, how did they land there?
And shirts like this. Also,
What else you got?
bumper stickers that say,
"My governor can eat your governor." Pete, you've outdone yourself.
"Oh, I have more."
What else you got? Show us.
Well, of course, you know, I'm the food guy, the food dude. We have books. We have I Give You Meat.
Meat.
I Give You Meat. This is Vegetarians Avert Your Eyes. This is from Pat LaFreda, who's America's most celebrated butcher. He's a Jersey guy. His operations in North Bergen, right on Route 1.
Okay.
Cranks out this incredible number, you know, 300,000 pounds of meat every week. You know, 1,000 restaurants around the country get their burgers and steaks from him. It's you know, it's a meat Willy Wonka on steroids meat operation. So this is I mean, it's really a really good book. I mean, it's these pictures of every chicken, beef, you know, every cut explained and how to slice them, how to cook them. He's got recipes. He's got stories. You know, there's all sorts of, you know, it's not a dull book. He tells one story about he was trying to he had to strike a deal with the mob to get his best friend who was working kind of for this mob-run business. He had to make the shadowy deal late at night with the mob to get his guy back. So stories like that, and like I said, it's the essential guide to meat.
That's great. So we can get that in Amazon or Barnes and Noble or okay.
Sure.
All right. What else do you have?
I've got another book. I like books with short titles, right to the point. Forks.
Forks.
Forks. Nothing to do with forks actually, but forks in the road, literal, metaphorical forks in the road. It's a guy. I want to be this guy when I grow up. His name is Alan Carl. Lives on the West Coast. He was about 7 years ago. Lost his job. His marriage fell apart. He decides to get on a motorcycle and bike around the world for 3 years, 35 countries, 60,000 miles, writes a book. It's sort of a travel guide. It's a food book, recipes, adventure story. It's a really, really cool book.
It sounds like a great book. But more importantly, hopefully next year we'll be having a Pete Genovese book under everyone's tree, right?
We'll call it something. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have features reporter Amy Kuperinski. You know, if it's hip, it's happening, it's taking place in Jersey, chances are Amy is on it. So, Amy.
You say so, you know.
Yes. What do you have for us?
Well, I'm going to lead off with something I think everyone has seen, and if you haven't, you need to check it out because it's simultaneously adorable and terrifying and demoralizing. So it's Grumpy Cat. Yay! Believe it or not, this stuffed Grumpy Cat that I found in the Hallmark store, and it's about $23.
Jesus.
It's very plush. It's very kind of touchable, kid-friendly kind of thing. It's it comes from a manufacturer in Edison named Gund, and you can find a lot of Grumpy Cat stuff from them. This is of course named after modeled after the meme Grumpy Cat, inspired by the 2-year-old cat known as Tartar Sauce, which
That's
is
the cat. That's Grumpy Cat's real name, Tartar
Sauce. Tardar.
Oh my gosh.
Tartar.
Yes.
All right. What else is on your list?
Okay, so if you don't want the Grumpy Cat, and by the way, these are all gifts you can get last minute. That's sort of my theme. You can run to the mall. You can run to your local strip mall. Anything that is by your house or not too far away, and probably find most of these items. This next one I got from Bed Bath & Beyond, and as you can see, I'll try to hold this up here. It is our great state in a cutting board form.
A New Jersey cutting board.
There you go, down to Cape May. And this is bamboo. This is from Totally Bamboo, and I got it for just under $20 at Bed Bath & Beyond. So, when you're frustrated by all that holiday traffic, you can give it a good stab, and no repercussions like road rage, and much more safe.
I love that cutting board. Something tells me you have some more stuff. What else is on your list?
I in fact do. I have a feeling you might like this as well, and if there's a lot of people who haven't seen this show, which is a shame, but I picked up all these Breaking Bad DVDs. They're all out now because everything has aired, and there's actually about 6 of them here, even though the last season is spread into 2 DVDs. But if you get and you buy them single DVDs on the Blu-ray, it's actually, they range from $17.99 to $29.99 at Best Buy. And if you want to buy the whole shebang, it's $128.94 on Amazon, and you get it comes in a barrel with a chicken apron. Yeah, and so if you have any poor unfortunate friends who just haven't experienced Breaking Bad and don't even know who Walter White is, make it a very white Walter White Christmas for them. I think that's a good choice.
That is the best. Kuperinski, thank you very much.
No problem.
Last, but certainly not least, is Bobby Olivier, NJ.com's resident music writer. Today he'll be giving us the scoop on some new Christmas tunes ripe for the holiday season that you'll want to download, stream, pop into your stereo. Bobby, who should we be listening to get into the festive holiday mood?
Okay, well, first off, I can't believe I'm following Grumpy Cat, but to follow Grumpy Cat, the first one is Idina Menzel, the Broadway star from Wicked, and she's in If Then right now, but most people know her as the voice of Elsa from Frozen, Disney's Frozen, as Janelle talked about, and singing Let It Go. And she has her new CD, Holiday Wishes, which I have shamefully been listening to pretty much nonstop. And the highlight, I would say, is probably she does a duet with Michael Bublé, Baby It's Cold Outside.
Wow, I bet that sounds great.
Oh, yeah, and it's like really, playful, and there's a little bit of acting in it that you can hear coming through, which is great. And she also does When You Wish Upon a Star, which isn't typically a Christmas song, but it still kind of fits that Disney theme, and it's actually really nice.
Okay.
And she covers Mariah Carey's, what is it? All I Want for Christmas Is You.
That's a little bit blasphemous, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, after Mariah Carey sort of blaspheming herself on live TV
3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it's kind of nice to hear someone sing it properly and hit all the notes and everything. So if you're not a Broadway star, it's okay. It's still kind of a nice Christmas staple.
Okay.
CD.
All right. What else do you have?
The other one I've been listening to is Mr. Darius Rucker, better known as Hootie. Well, probably not anymore, but back in the day, back in the 90s, better known as Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish, who sort of constructed a country career. And he has Home for the Holidays, which has a bunch of holiday staples on it, but it has two originals that he wrote this year for his first Christmas CD. What God Wants for Christmas, which is sort of peaceful and thoughtful about God just wants peace and doesn't want a big flat screen TV or anything. And the other one is Candy Cane Christmas, which is kind of as sweet as it sounds, but it's still kind of nice. And then he also does Baby It's Cold Outside with Sheryl Crow.
Oh, no
which
kidding.
admittedly isn't as good as the Bublé version, but it's still pretty good. And if you're a country fan, it's for you. So those are the two I've listened to a lot. Pentatonics, the a cappella group, famous on YouTube. I don't have a copy here, but they put out What Christmas Means to Me, and that's a great one too. It's all a cappella, no instruments or anything. And
I think the collective state is waiting for the Bruce Springsteen Christmas album. When is that going to happen?
I don't know. I just listened to Santa Claus is Coming to Town over and over and over.
The live one, right?
Yeah.
That's a great rendition. All right, well, gang, I really appreciate talking to you guys today. You've all been great. That wraps it up for us. Thanks for everyone for joining us. Be sure to visit NJ.com/entertainment for the latest in New Jersey features and entertainment news and stories. Take care, everyone.